Simpson. And Japan have gone absent without lead. This is Whitmore. Hall and Gale both available. It's still Whitmore. It is the Reggaeboyz who take the lead.
Greetings, football lovers. Welcome to Ballchat podcast, where we review some of the week's major news in the world of football. My name is Benton. The entire crew is with us. Big up to the family. Come on, a long time in see you. How you stay, family? How you doing?
Well, I'm there now. There, take it easy.
Yeah, take it easy. Well, Junior Engineer, Wagwan family.
Well, I'm here. What's good?
Nothing much. The Madrid derby just concluded, and you don't know. One bag of pasa as usual in La Liga.
Well, I leave that to you, La Liga folks, because that's what I'm talking about.
Football lovers, welcome to Ballchat podcast, where we review some of the week's major news in the world of football. We're going to kick off and recap with Ballers and Bugs. Kick off the top of the show with Ballers and Bugs, highlighting the impressive and unimpressive players of the week. We'll then segue to our week that was in the world of football. We're going to discuss Bayern Munich in a spot about Julian Nagelsmann on the hot seat, if some to believe. Discuss what's going on as we approach the international break. We'll discuss the Madrid derby, just concluded the Madrid derby, and the situation around Vinicius Jr. and the dirty Atletico Madrid fans, some of them. We'll also discuss Juventus and what's going on with Juventus and Max Allegri, as Allegri is on the hot seat. Juventus kinda dark. And we'll recap or wrap up with International Jamaican Football Report, discuss Jamaican football, as Jamaican Reggaeboyz have a new coach. Well, I still have to try to figure out how to pronounce the man's name. But we kick off with Ballers and Bugs. Football family, we see you running in. If you have Ballers, send them on. Bugs, send them on. Come on, Ballers of the week, family. Who do you have?
So, you know, I'm not like Arsenal. I'm not like Arsenal. I'm not like Arteta. But I have to give it up to Arsenal. Still top of the league. Even though early warm still, but they were impressive this morning, you know, in the way they dismantled Brentford. And to be on top of the league after having a shambolic last season is really impressive to me. You know, son of my baller, talk it all the time. A hat-trick in 13 minutes is nothing to sneeze at. I like that he came off the bench with fire and belly, because I'm tell Conte, you cannot bench me, the big man. Unfortunately, it might just prove say it was a super sub. So son with a hat-trick. And I don't know how to pronounce his name, but the Augsburg FC goalkeeper who maintained that 1-0 scoreline for his team versus Bayern Munich, I think it is Dickie Wegs. If I don't know how to pronounce it, I don't want to butcher it, but he's the Augsburg FC goalkeeper. He had a fantastic game, even saved a point-blank header from Bayern Munich's goalkeeper, Manuel Neuer. So, Arsenal Arteta for me, Son, and I'm not going to say the whole of Tottenham, because they've never played so good neither, and the Augsburg FC goalkeeper.
Gicky Wez. We're going to go with Gicky Wez as the name.
Gicky Wez.
Gicky Wez. But ball of the week, Augsburg defeated Bayern Munich. Big up, and big up to Son. Junior, ball of the week, family, who do you have as the impressive players?
It's a toss-up for me, you know, because I agree with Cameron. I definitely want to give it to Arsenal, but I want to give it to Arteta specifically, because I think what we saw Arteta did last year was gutted that Arsenal team, brought them down to the bare bones, right, to the bare minimum, and then him start adding weight back to the team and him rebuilding the team in his own image. So I really have to give him credit for that. And another person who I have to give credit to is Frank Lampard. It seems like Everton might be righting the ship, right? They still need a number 9. I think them putting all their eggs in the Calvert-Lewin basket. And Frank Lampard could do with some luck. So definitely give it to Frank Lampard as well. And you know, I give it a de facto ball of the week to AC Milan because they seem to be the only Italian team when I go out with foolishness.
Well, they just lost to Napoli.
It don't matter. Napoli is a big threat. Napoli just run Liverpool off of the field. Inter Milan and Juventus just lose to two little idiot side. Big up Marco. Marcus and Juventus lose to one team from Portmore. We're so down about it.
Yo, stop this Portmore. Big up to the Portmore, the Empire. Ballers of the week, family. We see you running in. Really appreciate the family running. Remember to consider subscribe to the platform, family. We soon get to your ballers and bugs. Ballers of the week, Junior, you said you're giving it to Frank Lampard. Yeah, impressive day for Frank Lampard, first victory. And you tread carefully when you said that Everton seem to have turned the corner, right?
Yeah, definitely treading safely because the deficiencies are still there. It's not like the savior is coming off the bench or coming off the injury list anytime soon. So the jury is still out.
All right. Football family, we see your ballers and bugs. My ballers of the week. Just two ballers are a group of players. Monza United, Monza FC defeated Juventus 1-0 in the Scudetto. Newly promoted, their first victory in the Scudetto ever. Have to give them a ball of the week, man. I don't know how they figure out to beat the side. We'll discuss it later on and what's going on with Juventus. But Monza gets a ball of the week from me. And the entire Monza FC and everyone, all the man who peel orange, the coach, everyone get a ball of the week. You know, finally get those 3 points. Ball of the week to the Reggaeboyz, as Camon alluded and emphasize. I want to emphasize that. That brother in the goal for Augsburg FC in the game against Bayern Munich was instrumental. Huge saves, point blank save. So ball of the week to Reggaeboyz in goal for Augsburg. Football family, we see your ballers and bugs. We soon get to them in a second. Come on, bugs of the week family. Who do you have? Unimpressive players.
We have to give it to Juventus and Allegri. They are shambolic, to say the least. We expect big teams to lose, but we don't expect big teams to lose. So them now win in a Champions League, them now win in a them league. It just don't look good. Nottingham Forest, I think they spent as much money as Chelsea spent only to blow a lead. You were leading 2-0 and you have Fulham come back unbeaten on 4-3. It's like pack it up, wrap it up, championship for. And Leicester City, I don't know if I'm surprised that Brendan Rodgers was not fired this morning in the same manner that Tuchel was fired. But I just don't understand how Leicester get the Fofana money or them scam Chelsea, get the money for Fofana and don't spend it. Madness. So I'm not blaming Brandon because we know he's a good enough coach. I don't think that Leicester gave him the tools. And I tell you, when you watch that match, Leicester players must play for free. So Leicester, Nottingham Forest, and Juventus and their coach, those are my bugs.
Leicester and Chelsea players supposed to play for free.
Why you Chelsea night? That's we're not play yet.
Junior bugs of the week, unimpressive players, family.
You know, we're going to pile on Nagelsmann, but I think we should pile on Junior because it's a Junior. One thing Junior learned years ago, you know. You see someone walk like a duck, talk like a duck, fly like a duck. Someone look at it and say it's a goose. When Julian Nagelsmann had our RB Leipzig and me sit down on Ballchat and laugh at first when him dressed like a clown when he become a man you come play. And I said on Ballchat a couple years ago, Man U will run them off of the field because Julian Nagelsmann does not seem to play defense and his offensive philosophy is go guns ho and the defense is always left wide open. Now, fast forward a couple of years, I don't know why Julian's a fool to think that just because he get a better set of players, he might get a better set of results. No, that's how this thing work, big man. The man want like a doctor. So Judah get bug of the week for thinking that Julian Nagelsmann are going to make Bayern play better or do better. It just Judah fool that one. And come on, the show of picture. I don't know the youth name. I don't, because probably as a minor, I don't want to disrespect the minor's family, but in the Money Cup, there was a player that had a reaction. I don't even know the story behind it. But me don't know if the man thinks a karate them a player for a football field. But it's better kick money like back of him head. No, man, I better get a bug of the week. I don't care if you want to be 16, 15, under 18, you can't afford, you still can get bug. Like that.
Well, I said Junior's blood pressure is sending up football family. Yeah, bug of the week. Football family, see your ballers and bugs. We'll soon get to them, but we'll definitely want to pile on the youth. Normally, I don't criticize youngsters in the space regarding football and, you know, underage, under 20 or whatever. But no, this game that took place between Papin and Camperdown, come on, if you remember.
But I never really walk out of school there and them still lament that. Why I can't read Reggaeboyz.
But it's out there, Junior.
I don't care. I'm going to call the school names. I don't care. I'll be that guy. Number 13. I'm not gonna call the player's name. Number 13 for Papi. I think it's Papi. The man kick off the opponent's back of the opponent's head. No, no, that's straight bug of the week. No. That brother don't need to go. That you don't need to go rehab. Juvie. Go get some time to sort out himself. Because, no, this is not football. This is not karate movie. Bug of the week for that.
Well, I heard 4-game ban, which is kind of interesting to me.
4 games.
So
He's supposed to play the rest of the season. He's not supposed to play no football again. He have anger management issues.
It's interesting. So, it's interesting.
All right.
It was Papin and Camperdown, and it was 1-1. And so, our friend out there, we were discussing it, and the general consensus with Jamaican fans when it comes to schoolboy, they're so rabid when it comes to them. And they're talking about Papin coach talk too much. This has not, yes, all right, and we have to blame the coach because maybe he rile up the players and whatever. But can you imagine if scouts were actually at that game coming to give these young men scholarships? It gone through the window. So I understand on the field that tempers may flare, but that kick to the guy's face, you could have hurt him, you could have killed him. You could have actually hurt yourself because you have to land on the ground and the drip up in our face and them something. It's unacceptable, and it's going to be interesting to see what I was going to say FIFA.
Match held at Alpha Institute on Friday. Yo, bug of the week for that youth, man. We'll get to that later on in our Jamaican football report.
Yeah, the drip up and in the face and what. 5 red cards. 5 red cards in a schoolboy football game. It's not a good look, and I think something needs to be done. You have to stamp it out from early, because if not, people are going to get hurt.
Yeah, and I also have an image. We'll show it later on. All right, football family, let's get to our football roundup and get to your ballers and bugs. All right, Madrid derby just concluded. And Real Madrid, Hala Madrid, big up to Madrid, the Madrid star. Madrid won the game 2-1, and I'm so glad. I wish they gave Atletico Madrid 20. Your thoughts on the game, family, and is this a vindication for Vinny and those dirty Atletico Madrid fans who chanted monkey outside the stadium? At Vinny. Come on, your thoughts on the game and overall display by Real Madrid at the Wanda.
Real Madrid on my side. I don't know where whatever. I think I said it last week, not to Uno, but I think Real Madrid, they are the favorites to win their league and the favorites to win Champions League. It's like a well-oiled machine. The goals are coming from all angles. When Benzema injured, it's like business as usual. Vinicius Junior is kind of coming into his own. I think this is what Valverde's third straight game where him score.
Yes,
Um,
yes.
so I
I
think
gave him ball of the
we,
week last week, by the way. I must highlight that. I know everybody I swing, I wax lyrically about Federico Valverde. So I'm going to go ahead and be that guy. Like Junior and pat
yes,
myself on
you
the
can
back.
be that guy. I have to give it up. Really have to give. Well, no, but that's a have to give it up to Real Madrid scouting department. But they did scout Hazard, so let us not touch that. But I do think that Real Madrid, they are the favorites to win their league and Champions League. They look really really good. The goals are coming. I think people are just probably going on too much with the Vinicius and the Koke, comments.
Yeah.
I do think it's in the spirit of the game where you're trying to tell some, I think it's all mind games. I don't think Koke meant that if Vinicius dance, I'm going to thump him in the head back or whatever, but it was a mind game. And I tell people all the time that you do your talking on the field.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
you don't want me to dance, you don't make me
Yes,
score.
exactly.
It is just simple. So for fortunately for Vinicius, he was allowed to dance today because the scoring came. But I wouldn't even I mean like everybody come up with a statement and a long poem about it. It's like it's football. Get
Yeah.
on with the matter at hand.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Koke, if you don't want Vinny enough to dance, prevent him from score. Prevent them from score. Getting through the comments, Casemiro, a bug. Maxas, baller, according to Jermaine Levy. Jermaine also says, son, a baller. Napoli, doing well. El Pistolero, big up yourself to Jermaine and El Pistolero. Ericsson, a baller. You coming like Jermaine is just up on the Manchester United bus. Ericsson, a baller. Vibes, Rabelak. Yo, I call a bar on this. Ball of the week. I will be big up to. I will be doing well. He says bug of the week. Juventus, Leicester City. Also, Leicester City owner should get bug from El Pistolero. Going through the comments, Jermaine Levy says can't fire Brandon Rodgers. Man, them sell all the players and expect Rodgers to work with garbage. By the way, those are the views of Jermaine. Ballchat is not
I second it. You get all this money for fun. What you do with the money? What you do with the money? You have this money I use. Them for play for free. They should have given all the fans back their money. It was ridiculous. 6-2 from Spurs.
All right, go ahead, continue now, just to get through some of the comments. Jermaine Serval says Valverde buy of the century. Yes, I think Real Madrid spent $5 million for him from the club in Uruguay or wherever in South America. So 70 million price tag is Madrid is class from Jermaine Samuels. Prime Minister said ball of the week, his son, and a second half hat trick. BM, we'll get to your question. Table that question regarding schoolboy football in the Jamaican segment. BM wants to know what are our thoughts on schoolboy football and do you think the system is outdated? All right, Junior, moving to the Real Madrid, the Madrid derby. Get your thoughts in, family, because we want to run through some things in the quick.
I don't ever care about the game, to be honest with you. But if it was a movie, instead of Rodrigo scoring that second goal, it would have been Vinicius Junior, right?
Yes.
And it would have done if it was a movie. Now, my issue with this whole thing is, and I've said this from when the kneeling did start.
Yeah.
It become a joke thing to people because, look, I understand the lines of communication. I understand that competition, and I understand that your words can be misconstrued or whatever, right? But to say I dance like a monkey, I mean, come on, man. If there's one thing that a word should be toxic in not only in sports, but in the public space in today's world is describing somebody of color using a monkey or orangutan or primates, right? It's just an automatic figure. Eh?
Man say, orangutan, you pull the one out of left field. But me understand.
No, but anything, it don't matter what it is. You can't, you have to sit down now and wonder, like, is it a slip of the tongue? Do they really know? Do the fans know what they're doing? Are the fans even worried about it? What about the black people in the Atletico Madrid side? All the fans them about this, for them next side black one, and they expect for them black one for retaliate. It is at the end of the day, I just want to see us remove the oxygen out of racism.
Yeah.
That is the only way for just out this fire.
Yeah.
Forget about the game, man.
And ultimately, Atletico Madrid, I mean, they know the fans who do this thing. Atletico Madrid this has occurred before. So, Hala Madrid, big up to Real Madrid for winning this game. Atletico Madrid can take actions against those fans, but this stuff has gone on for a while. So, move on, Bogside. Let's continue our football roundup, and another big game that took place before the international break. Yo, AC Milan got them penny pop by one Mr. Luciano Spalletti and Napoli. Napoli sitting at the helm. Yo, should we take Napoli seriously here for Scudetto running? Come on.
I think so. I mean, why not? I watched the game. Yeah, I mean that's true too. But they're top of the table. I watched the game. I mean, they were good enough. I think they didn't really outplay AC Milan. I think AC Milan did not capitalize on their chances. Because if you check the stats for AC Milan, the only stat that Napoli really outplayed them in is the goals. AC Milan had 22 shots to Napoli 9. Possession in AC Milan's favor, pass accuracy, well, Napoli 1% more. So I just think AC Milan just didn't capitalize, but Napoli held their own. Let's talk about the old man who's still scoring. Oh my God, I'm missing my Chelsea by this. But I do think that Napoli, should be in the discussion, of being in the top 3 this year.
Yeah, Luciano Spalletti have Napoli playing well. A big up to El Pistolero. El Pistolero said AC Milan missed Rafael Leao. Of course, he was out. But also Napoli missed Osimhen. Also their big striker. So both big players for those team was missing in action. June, your thoughts on the Scudetto at the break and Napoli? Luciano Spalletti and Napoli sitting on top. I mean, Atalanta doing well, but it's Napoli's thing right now.
The only question I have for Napoli is, do they have the squad depth to stretch over 2 major competitions? Because the Scudetto definitely, it's still early days, but the Scudetto is still within reach, right?
Yes.
You're not going to beat up a Liverpool side in a Champions League group stage and not take the Champions League serious. So do they have the squad there? I don't know. And that to me is the ultimate question. Ideally, you don't want them to be in a situation where, if I'm a Napoli fan, where we make a conscious decision that we're going to go all out for the Champions League and top 3 is our priority in the Scudetto race, right? But if we're going to go for the Scudetto, we know Champions League really is a pipe dream. It already was a pipe dream, but it's even more of a pipe dream now because all our eggs are trying to win the Scudetto because of the prestige that comes with, right? So that's my only question. Do they have the squad depth? Because Inter going to get right. Juventus going to get right. AC Milan going to get right.
Yeah, Inter Milan picked up. Yeah, go ahead, Junior.
Yeah, the question is, can Napoli sustain a long run?
Yeah, can Napoli sustain? Yeah, the squad depth is going to be an interesting thing for Napoli. Luciano Spalletti definitely have them playing well. Jeremy Samuel says if the players stay healthy, they can win. They don't have the squad depth. They need 3 to 5 more players in January. Yo, I don't know if fancy owner Mr. Ariane is going to spend any more money. Definitely not get no player from Africa. I'm saying not get no more African players.
No, not at all.
Speaking of teams to get right, Juventus, let's pivot to Juventus, the old lady in a spot of butter, as Coach Max Allegri is on the hot seat, family. I mean, yo, what aside, buggish? Why Juventus? Juventus lost to Monza. First victory for Monza. We didn't even know Monza was a real team. And Monza gave up 14 goals in so far in the competition. And one of the big Achilles heel of Monza, watching them play throughout the season, is press. They press and they give up the ball. And Juventus, at no time in the defeat yesterday, decided to press, even before Di Maria got the red card. What is going on with Juventus and Max Allegri, family? Come on, talk to me. Is it time for Max Allegri to do a road? Or get fired?
Juventus CEO says, this is this quote today, it would be completely crazy to sack Allegri right now. Allegri has a project here at Juventus to be developed in the next 4 years. We have a long-term project here. I'm involved too as CEO. There goes their answer. You think this is the Russian? The people them say them have a 4 year. So even if them lose the bottom of the table, newly promoted side, Allegri is the man of the hour. They had to give him a security detail today to leave the game because the fans were so upset. But me and you know, say, CEOs can always talk, but once they see the bottom line starting to be affected because fans are not going to, want to go to the games, they're going to be vocal, then you might see some changes. But the man them have a long-term project, so he's going to be the coach there long-term.
Junior, they said they have a long-term project, but like Kamon said, I mean, at the end of the day, if this Marcus Allegri, do you expect him to turn this thing around? The Pogba Obia land at the wrong place?
Yeah, I expect him to turn it around. And the number one issue plaguing Max Allegri right now, and that's what Juventus side, is the obvious thing. Now, what's the nickname? The old lady?
Yeah, the old lady.
The first word out of that nickname has never been more true for that side until now. What a side all! You talk about press. Press what? The old man they can have a press. The old man they can have a press four pantsuit one time. Well, I get good crease in the pants. But you talk about press. Yeah, man. Yeah, I didn't want the man to play for the field. I be all man play for Juventus. So the thing that Allegri has to do, the project is, first, he must go bury some of them money and then bring in some new talent.
But Junior, I mean, they lost to the newly promoted Monza, Bogside. They have the big high price transfer of Vlahovic, who was one of the most coveted targets in all of football last year. And they can't score a goal against a Bogside.
But let us be fair, though. Let us be fair. They were playing Donaman. Let us be fair.
Yeah, but
not only that, come on. Not only that, but
he got the red card in the 40th minute, and they never looked threatening before the fight.
No, but come on, more. Come on, more. Enter no. The two Jeremy and them know. El Pistolero know. Me of all people know. Let me tell you something. You see, when me was 21, 22, a Sunday evening ball game, I could have got dance last night, drink 3/4 a white rum raw with milk, and wake up 3 o'clock the next evening and get up with a belly ache and go to the ball field and play ball. Right now, we are 40. When we can sleep 10 hours the night before, and wake up the next day and just don't feel like it. Juventus, man, them get up to the and just never feel like it. And it matter to all, man.
Yeah, come on, they came off a midweek defeat to Benfica.
Yeah.
So how does these players do not feel like it if Junior's analogy is correct? I mean,
but maybe Junior said the recovery time. I mean, the recovery time. And Junior right. Remember the recovery time. Listen, maybe, and we are speculating, maybe it's not only physical, maybe Juventus going through something, mental as well, disappointment, or as I said, maybe Pogba will be a boomerang and I affect the entire locker room. So I need to look at over and have them reverse it because something is really wrong. But it is nice when a club have faith in a coach, so at least they gonna have some continuity in the locker room. It's early. It's early. I mean, like the good thing is it's an international break. Time for them reset.
Yeah, international break, and so the elephant in the room question: does Maximiliano Allegri survive this international break?
The man is not 4 years yet. So from the time we read the statement till now, I think 4 years gone. It's not 4 years yet.
It's not 4. So you think Max survive? El Pistolero says Juventus now get right. Juventus need to get some young players that are hungry, literally. Them man, they will play for them money. Players them rich and not care. Junior, does Max Allegri survive the international break? That because the man Max Allegri did an interview yesterday, and reports are that the club is gonna fine him. If the reports are to be believed, because it was an unauthorized interview, and Max Allegri went into the list of things that are wrong with the club. Junior, does Maximiliano survive this international break, brother?
It all depends on if Pochettino wants to coach at Italy.
All right, all depends on if Pochettino wants to coach at Italy. We'll see. Watch the space. Keep you up to date. Continue our football roundup. Another coach that's in a spot of bother. The man himself over in Germany. 1 week, 1 minute he was like a whisper. You can't do nothing wrong. Bundesliga, Bayern Munich is in a spot of bother. 4 games, winless run. They lost to Augsburg. Julian Nagelsmann says there's a laissez-faire attitude when it comes to the Bundesliga. He says, quote, "We are very, very laissez-faire in the final third. In practice, we don't even have that much surplus." End quote. There is speculation and discussion from Kahn and the likes that the players are treating the Bundesliga as kind of league. Come on, your thoughts on Julian Nagelsmann, and will he survive this thing in the international break?
Listen, I still think that Bayern Munich will right the ship in the second half and win the Liquor Farmers League. I don't understand it. I think yesterday for Augsburg, the victory, it was just sheer luck. It was sheer luck. I mean, like, it's 77 to 23% possession, even though we always say possession don't win games. But if you don't keep the ball, you really don't score. But 670 passes for Bayern Munich to Augsburg's 200. It was sheer luck that Augsburg wins. Saying all of that is that I don't think Bayern Munich and the coach, should panic. I think things will start to click. They got rid of their main man. They brought in money. It's going to take a little bit of adjustment. But I wouldn't worry about Bayern Munich. But listen, isn't that what we want? Isn't this what we want? Because all the time the Bayern Munich has a runner with the league. Isn't this exciting for us? Borussia Dortmund top of the table. When will we ever see this again? So this is something that we should really enjoy. The number one team in a spot of butter. I like it. I like that other teams are competitive, and I like that Bayern Munich and their fans are a little bit worried.
All right, we want to correct you regarding Borussia Dortmund at top of the table, because Union Berlin put some respect on the name. It's sitting top of the table.
My apologies. So when I watched the whatever, they were on top. So Union Berlin, mercy. So I try to tell you, say, my apologies, Union Berlin fans, the 5 fans that are out there.
No,
so I try to tell you that this is what we like. We like parity. Junior, every season, Junior complains that Bayern Munich running with the league. Man, now it's not interesting. now it's interesting. We have sides that are really dominating.
Yeah, Bala and big up Bala to Urs Fischer and coach of FC Union Berlin. They've been excellent, excellent so far this season. So Junior, Julian Nagelsmann, you're a big coach. You said they were gonna go probably 100% a perfect record this season in a previous show, 4, 5, 6, 7 shows ago. They are winless in the last 4. I think the last time this happened was 2000. I need to check the stats. Junior, your thoughts on what's going on with Bayern Munich and Julian Nagelsmann?
Yeah, the measure of a coach, right? When we talk about a coach is a coach really, their real measurement is how do they motivate the players, right? So can they motivate the players for a big game? Can they motivate the players for a game that they should win? Can they motivate the players for a statement game? And I think Julian Nagelsmann, the Barca game, you could argue that fine, he might have motivated the players, but if you can't motivate a side for beat, well, look at that side, then chances are the players are motivating themselves. And I said it earlier, that's why I'm giving myself bug of the week. It walked like a duck, talked like a duck, it quacks like a duck. We should have seen this coming. This is Julian Nagelsmann critique, but when people criticize him when he was at Leipzig, right? Is always pretty football, always, but never good enough. And I must say, he is the David Moyes of Germany.
You're going too far now.
No. RB Leipzig reminds us of Everton when David Moyes had them. Almost. Very good team, but almost. And then David Moyes took over a big side. Because remember, Bayern Munich won the Bundesliga 10 years in a row when Nagelsmann took over. 10 years straight. And how much of them the leader of that team was on? So you can't say a man that customers come to hungry. So it feels David Moyes-esque.
Mm-hmm.
No, I mean, I'm not gonna go that far. El Pistolier said, remember them said Liverpool miss money. Well, it looked like they both miss each other regarding. As it pertains to Julian Nagelsmann, it's just like you said, he's gonna have to figure out how to motivate the players for the bug games, the bug games. The team, Hassan Slamahovic, the sporting director, said they need to win some games, and this cannot continue like this. And Julian Nagelsmann also won the Bundesliga last year with this team, so they will figure it out. They will figure it out. Continue our football roundup. We don't expect Julian Nagelsmann to get fired during the international break. Because Thomas Tuchel their road.
It can happen. It can happen. I would say his odds are to be fired.
Okay. Because Thomas Tuchel their road.
Not only Thomas Tuchel, but there might be some young German wonder kid out there what we don't know about yet. Because all it takes is Oliver Kahn for link Mueller to the side and say, yo, what really are going on in that locker room?
Okay.
And Mueller say, yo, brother, I'll be every I go on, And they kind say no more. I'll pull the trigger.
Yeah, we have to watch the space regarding Julian Nagelsmann. The players had their obligatory Oktoberfest requirement, then he was reluctant to attend today. Of course, the Bayern Munich have a very strong partnership with the Oktoberfest, so they honor that deal. We see a whole heap of pictures, so maybe things right. Moving away from the Bundesliga and stepping over to the EPL as we head to international break and Arsenal Football Club. Why, yo, Arsenal continue. You know, a few weeks ago we said that Arsenal is on top of the hill. It's like that elephant in a tree in the Dr. Seuss movie and Dr. Seuss book that we don't know how it got there. Are we seeing how Arsenal is staying on top now? Come on.
It's early. I just think it is early, and I think Arsenal may be 1 or 2 injuries away from, you know what, let me take that back, because they might churn out the 15-year-old them So maybe Arteta have a few more 15-year-olds on the academy. Because I don't even touch the ball one time, but if Arteta think he's good enough to give account, then I just think Arsenal, if they don't win the league, I really see Arsenal in the top 3 because they are one of the most consistent teams right now.
Yeah, at the international break, Junior, Arsenal on top, Man City second, and Spurs tied on 17 points. But the talk of the town is that man himself, the one and only, the Sonny Sons. Come on, big baller. The man Cross, he entered the game yesterday extremely ticked off, it seemed. Junior, your thoughts on Sons? 13 minutes, 21 seconds display. 3 goals. And I look like saying Bex.
All right, so this is the reason why Tottenham never win nothing before. Because, no, seriously, a player feel like him have to play every game. You want me sit on here so now and celebrate a player getting angry because a coach look at him and motivate him? This is the reason why Tottenham never win nothing before with Pochettino, because you have some irreplaceable ballers on the team. What Conte is doing is developing a hunger in these players. If you are vexed with me, because remember, Conte a bad man. You can't touch Conte. So if you are vexed with me, take it out on the side you play games. That's the simplest coaching motivation ever. Son, you're vexed because you never get to start against. This is Leicester City. You're not playing against Man City. You're not playing against Arsenal. You're not playing Chelsea. You're vexed.
So why Hurricanes start? Junior, I disagree 110%.
Here's the president of the Sun fan club.
The Sun fan club. Listen, Son is one of those players that don't need motivation. I look at him and say, all right, Son, we're up 4-0. What the heck is this? I think Son is one of them balls that give out 100% every game. So let us call it rotation. Player rotation. I don't think it's motivation because him not need a motivation. I just think it's player rotation, and you could see it. You could see his frustration when me and Conte sub him. Remember when Conte sub him? He kicked back a chair and everybody was like, "Whoa, this is a lot of emotion coming from Son. We've never seen this."
Yeah, so normally a player who doesn't show that. Yeah.
Emotions. He kick the back of the chair and fling down. And you're like, what? So you could see it, but these things motivate and they also kill player vibes. Because if him feel like him give out 100% every game and you are going to bench him or sub him early for players out there who not giving 100%, like what you expect? Him a one baller where don't need no motivation. Him give it all out there. And yes, Benton, I am the president of the Sun fan club. So what? Son must come to Chelsea.
Yeah, I know. Prime Minister said early warm. Like, come on, say, how convenient Manchester United people say early warm. By the way, Southgate for Bug of the Week. Please elaborate on why Southgate getting Bug of the Week. We soon pivot to Jamaican football.
I'm not quite nice, but I bet you.
But continuing our EPL report, I want to get to Jamaican football real fast, and we have about another 14 minutes left in the show. But we don't get too bogged down in the Sun debate. But yes, come on, big up. He's a baller. He's an absolute baller. But we have to accept that some players are untouchable, and one such player is Harry Kane. So Son is competing with Richarlison and Kulusevski for the other spot around Harry Kane. So if him not play well and Richarlison score some goals, then him just have to go on the bench.
So we want to see what will happen next game. What will happen?
Harry Kane a player. If Conte says he has as requirements, then Kane should go on bench, but we don't know if Kane a player.
So is Son going to be a super sub going forward? Listen to me, Son. Anyhow, you're super sub forward at Chelsea. More want to have money.
So hold on. So again, just because one game he didn't start, you know what? I have a question for the president of the Sun fan club. Where was this Son against Sporting Lisbon. When Sporting Lisbon are beat after them face 2 love. Where was his son?
He got some.
Excuse me. Son is allowed to have an off day. Where were the other players?
Okay.
Where were the other players? Junior, listen, and guess what? And the fact says Southgate too. Somebody rolling me in as bug. This is what may I say. It's like your farm, your club farm that have nothing to do with it. Remember, it's 11 man upon the pitch, well 10 goal in the goal. But son, you got single out son. We give him all. We are one of the best players for Spurs. You got single him up because of one bad game. Hear what me I said to you. Any all my baller get benched next game, him for cut. Chop.
All right, football family, you heard it here first. The petition is on for the one and only Sonny.
Hold on a second. So whenever remember say Brighton has a new coach. His name is Roberto De Zerbi,
yes.
And he has gotten a 4-year contract. He has been unemployed since he left Shakhtar Donetsk in July. So Brighton find them man 4-year deal.
Yeah, Roberto's Zerbi, a new coach at Brighton, was at Shakhtar Donetsk. The idea is that Brighton, this guy is supposed to be a development of talent. So from the reports, Brighton's Twitter account put out official news. Of course, the wonderful Camon remind us of this hire. And big up to Fabrizio Romano, who brought the news yesterday. Said that he's in line. He was the man to get the job. Junior, we don't know that much about this brother, but I just saw Brighton has done smart business, right? Come on, and Junior. So we expect this to continue.
Yeah, he's a good coach. Before he went to Shakhtar, he was in Italy. So I mean, maybe he's a man of pedigree. So we'll see. And I like Potter is a man of pedigree. But anyway, I digress.
Yeah, so Adam Lallana just have to go and sit down and hold him corner easy. And so but Junior, you said the international break and of course the death of the Queen and the team not playing will give them some time to really assess and get their manager, and now they have the guy.
2 good weeks. You give them 2 good weeks to start implementing them system. And if you're a Premier League team that is not expected to win the Premier League, your next best trait for your coach should be a developer of talent, right? Yeah. Which is what Roberto De Zerbi is one of his accolades. So we'll see. I mean, English Premier League or any professional football league for that matter is a sink or swim league, So
yeah. Crime Minister says can't have bug like Maguire and Luke Shaw in any international squad. Leave out Sancho? No, sir. And
Sancho and Rashford, yeah.
Rashford injured.
No, but still though. Right, you something that it look awake. Rashford wasn't going to get picked prior to the injury. It was already announced that Sancho was teetering and Rashford was already out in Southgate's eyes. And I said it in the Euros, and I'm going to say it here, and these are the views of Junior and Junior only. If somebody come out and says Southgate seemed to be prejudiced, all indications are maybe they are true. Let me just put it that way. But there is some prejudice going on in the English team.
There's some prejudice. We don't really know if there's some prejudice going on, but those are, like Junior said, those are the Jews. Arsenal at the helm and Leicester City down at bottom. So good luck to Brandon Rodgers in the international break. Pivoting to Jamaican football, new manager at the helm, Mr. Hemir. Wait, how you pronounce it? Hemir Helam Grimson, former Icelandic manager. The man said, quote, "I hope all things that happened in the past is in the past. I hope when we start, we don't take problems from the past to the present." Coming like him never. New hire. Do we know anything about this coach? So let me go to Wikipedia and look him up. Come on, your thoughts.
He was on the coaching staff of Iceland's national team from 2013 to 2018. He's a former defender, them says. So he said in the press conference that Jamaica backline is weak. So apparently, as a former defender, he identifies that weak. Look how much call back for. Look how much wrote back for Alba because one a back week. So he coached Al Arabi in Qatar from 2018 to 2021, and I think someone is saying that he's also a dentist by trade. So I expect anybody on the Jamaica squad to have perfect white teeth and them done.
Doctor
so,
Harold Grimson.
It's interesting because he said he spoke to Andre Blake because, of course, everybody knows that Andre was omitted. Although we don't know who picked the side because Speed put out one interview and it was complete word salad. So we don't know who picked the side. So apparently he spoke to Andre Blake, who was omitted, and they spoke about it. And he even admitted that the interview or the speech that Andre putting out there is embarrassing, and he's asking them to move forward. Andre never really tell no lies still, so maybe it's just, the JFF in them feelings, of course. But the squad is out there, a lot of players. I think they added Curtis Tilt to the roster today, so he's a new addition. I think some players are injured. They have a long standby list as well. So it's going to be interesting to see who really makes the game day roster when it comes to the game versus Argentina, September 27th, I think, in New York.
So squad members, what? Barnes, Blake, White, goalie, defenders, Mariappa, King, Brown, Topi, Latibador, Lehigh, Bell, Lowe, midfield, Johnson, Reed, Morrison, Lambert, Russell, Stewart, forwards, Lowe, Jamal Lowe, Kahim Paris, Andre Gray, Shamar Nicholson, Leon Bailey, Mikel Antonio. Did Argentina tell the man themselves to call a good side? Game scheduled for September 27th, Junior.
Junior gone.
I don't know. I don't know if Argentina. Well, they can probably negotiate that, and of course, they want a more professional game, right? So you say if we're going to sign off on this game, bring a certain caliber of footballer for play against it, because them trying to play and get ready for a certain type of competition. So yeah, if I answer a question, yes, but let me address the elephant in the room.
Okay.
Because a birdie told us one time about a possible fight between Paul Hall and Blake, right? And it was out there. We never really knock on it that hard. But I said at the time that no coach coming in would that is worth him weight in salt would want a Blake to be, one, his captain, and two, even be a part of his squad if he's going to fight a coach. And then all of a sudden, the very first team that this brother is going to take charge of never have Blake on it to start. Now, we as Jamaicans, because of our stupid pride, and I'm a Jamaican too, so when I can't tell myself I'm prejudiced, I hate Jamaicans, because I don't hate myself. We have this stupidity complex where we seem to think that everything seems to rotate or revolve around us. So you have some people out there saying, it's the pressure them put on GFF for letting back Blake. And that's how this thing works. I guarantee this coach sat down with Blake. I have a heart-to-heart conversation with him. I said, look, I'm there for a year, I'm there for 2 years. We need to make this thing work. And like he said publicly, whatever is in the past, may that be in the past. And I'm sure he has had this conversation with many players. So who fly compound first class and who can do this because of this, and who can do this because of that. When he hear all of these things, I guarantee this coach sat down with such guys and said, look, this is the plan moving forward. You're either with us or you're against us. And hopefully, as a Jamaican, hopefully, this is the right step forward.
BM1 no first order of business is to remove the cavity called the JFF. Blake and Paul Hall fighting. Are you serious? Junior, who win?
Hold on, so they never hear about that? A breaking news this come on? Lord of mercy.
Someone said don't mix me.
Don't mix it. But,
There was allegedly some dust up that took place in the game against, I think it was in Suriname.
Suriname, yeah, the game when Blake mysteriously fell ill the day off and didn't play in that game.
So we'll see. But before we even get into that, before we get to Yardballers report, I just have one question regarding the coach. How this brother reached this job? I mean, I come on and read his CV. He came out of left field. There was no one. I saw chatter about him or Lars, the former Swedish coach, as content. But how? This brother said the last time he's been to Jamaica was 10 years ago. Did they just have a call for applications and he was the best candidate? He did excellent in the interview. How he plays a 4-4-2 system with his Iceland side. How this brother get the job? Is there any inside information on how this brother got the job? Because this one came out of left field. For me.
I bet him wife get up one man and say, honey, listen, I hear that Jamaica is nice. The weather is good. Let's go. It's just interesting. And I don't know. I think Speed is a part of the technical committee. So, he pride himself in being smart. But this guy never have a job. He was unemployed, right? Because his last job was with Qatar, so he's unemployed. And as someone said the other day, he's just padding his CV. It is just one more club on his CV. So I guarantee after all of the party shop foolishness, I'm going to say, yeah, we'll see you. What's going to be interesting and I want to know is how are we paying this man? Because Paul Hall in his press release says that he got a little bit of money between last September and now, right? So they have not been paying him. I heard that the players still have not gotten most of their World Cup qualification money, right? Ricky's always a complaint to the JFF in the red. What am I going to use and pay this man? I mean, what? So it's just interesting. I want to see, what transpires because he went and he got 31-year-old Curtis Tilt, a defender, because him said the back line is weak. Makes me think that he has done his homework. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out.
Okay. BM said this coach is in Jamaica to eat our food, nothing else.
There's no food to eat because them still work all his money. I just think them come for the white sand and the beach.
Okay. Because it was a shock to me. We're gonna get to Yardballers report now. It was a shock to me, but we're gonna wish the coach good luck. He'll be the man on the sideline against Argentina coming up. Thursday? Next week Thursday, the international break, right? Whenever the 27th is. So let's see. Before we go to Yardballers report, the schoolboy football thing. First, before we go to Yardballers report, Andre Blake. There's some discussion circling in MLS that Andre Blake should legitimately be considered for MVP. You guys on the board voting for Andre Blake as MVP for the season in MLS?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Not only should Andre Blake be third-time goalkeeper of the year, did you see his game yesterday against your side?
Okay.
Okay. That's it.
You can't bring up the Andre Blake accolades without bringing up my side.
This is the vice president of Andre Blake fan club. You hear me? I just put up him jersey. Listen, Andre Blake was godlike. I mean, him spectacular. It's like you ask yourself how he makes some of these saves. So I don't know if they're going to give a goalkeeper MVP because there are other players out there who they have been doing well, scoring their goals, hat tricks, so maybe. But if not, he should be third-time goalkeeper of the year.
Yeah, because of course the serious conversation is when you run up against man like Chicharito, who name recognition and league marketing is always some of the big thing, But it would be nice to see him get the
Yeah,
MVP.
but he missed 2 penalties in a row, even though last night he was a nice little back heel goal. He's hot and cold. Philadelphia Union, they're top of the table. I mean, like Andre Blake has kept Philly Union in the running, and I think he should get some accolade.
All right. One final thing before we pivot to Yardballer's report. This karate kick by this player.
No, before you do that, the question, who was it? Who they asked a question about BM? What we think about schoolboy football and what? And if what? Remember?
BM says Blake and Paul are fighting. Are you serious? Junior who wins?
No, man. Before that, man, he said stick up in. So he was asking the question. I don't know if it's BM.
Oh, yes.
Schoolboy football, and if we think it is the way to go.
Yes. Yeah.
I have always complained about schoolboy football. What I like this season is that I realize that it has gotten more coverage. So even the games, the D-Cup games, there's film, which is good for the athletes, because when you want to go to college, the film, but the quality of football is just not there for me. And I think some players at 17, 18 who just start playing football, they're way behind the curve. So I don't think schoolboy football really helps the footballer who wants to transition. I don't know that answers the question, but that's just my opinion. I've never been a fan of 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds, 17-year-olds playing schoolboy football. I think if you are good enough, you should try to get into an academy to play. I think that was the question.
Yeah. The question, just to remind listeners what the question. BM, what are your thoughts on schoolboy football? Do you think the system is outdated? It's not a proper development system for young players. I don't think schoolboy football should be in the business of developing players. I mean, for schoolboy football is an avenue where players get to play for them school. It's not development. If you want to develop players, you go club. So the player who can't make a club side have an opportunity playing for his school. So I think for developmental purposes, it's not schoolboy football's responsibility. It would be great if the coaches in schoolboy football are all certified and know what they do. That would be great. Junior, your thoughts before we go to the Yardballers report? Yeah, Junior, turn on your mic, brother. Okay, and
can you hear me now?
Yes, we can now.
All right, so me hear your comment about is not schoolboys football's
responsibility to develop players.
So what's the purpose of schoolboy football?
The purpose of schoolboy football is a medium to provide competitive athletics. I mean, it's just like something akin to a recreational activity. It's an activity that fosters the whole student. If you want, you have an academic side and you have sports just like track or whatever. So schoolboy football not gonna be married to develop talent, because ultimately the schools not gonna foot that bill for develop talent. Them not business for that. The responsibility for develop talent should be on the burden of clubs and leagues that are around. Corner leagues, if you want to call it that.
I get that argument. My counter to that argument, though, would be if you put the onus on the clubs to develop schoolboy age talent, then why are these players going to school? And then if that is the case, why would the schools be making so much money out of whatever the money they are making out of Jamaican schoolboy football? Why are they getting that cut of the pie? So if I was a school, to play devil's advocate, I would flip the switch and make it a priority for me to develop footballers and say, I am developing my footballer to make it to the next level so I can attract those talented footballers, which in turn attracts sponsorship, it attracts opportunities for growth at the school, and that's the end goal to me. And I think that's a missing part when the question was asked, because the focus of schoolboy football seems to be more on the getting money aspect of it, other than developing these players. Because if it was about developing these players, then you would have a definite pipeline going straight into the Jamaican Premier League, right? And it's not, and it's sad that you have decision makers out there that seem to be running down the money more, because there's nothing like free pride. It's the pride of a KC man or a St. George's man that go for generations, and you can make money off of it. Man, it's sad.
Definitely have a point. Understand your position. We're pushing up against the clock. We're going to have to table that discussion for another day. We can debate that one, because, you know, I am on the other end of the spectrum on it. I don't know if Camon is in the middle, or how Camon feel on that one.
We will talk about next week when we talk about schoolboy football.
Yeah, we can discuss that. We could go to Yard Ballers report right now. All right, Yard Ballers report, come on. We could get ready to go where we are.
Well, we knock it out real quick. So, Bobby Reid had an assist in Fulham's comeback victory over Nottingham Forest. Tiffany Cameron scored her 6th goal this season. She now has 6 goals and 3 assists in 5 games. Drew Spence, your girl, she scored a nice little goal for Spurs in her debut. Our goalkeeper was also between the sticks in their 2-1 win versus Leicester City. Shania Hales, she scored a winning goal for Bristol City versus Sunderland. She now has 2 goals in her last 2 games. Man City's Bunny Shaw scored a goal and had an assist in a 3-4 loss to Aston Villa. And I did say Curtis Tilt is the newest addition to the Reggaeboyz squad. So that's my Yard Ballers roundup.
Big up to the family. International break. Union Berlin at the Napoli. Big up to PSG fan and the Messi crew. Yo, and big up to the Sun president of the Sun fan club. Big up. International.
Big up to Arsenal. Bloop, 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 bloop.
Yes. Big up to the Arsenal man them before them run me down and beat me. You know, consider subscribe to the channel. Really thank you for tuning in. We do this every Sunday. We have international break next Sunday, so we'll discuss some football, some international football, and watch out for our World Cup videos coming on. We're going to start some things for the World Cup, so we're getting ready for that. You can connect with us on Instagram at Ballchat Podcast. We're on Twitter at Ballchat1. We're on Facebook at Ballchat. Link us at ballchatpodcast@gmail.com. Remember to subscribe, tell a friend about the show. Come on, Junior. Gone a road, no family.
Later.